a lot of the birds that you see every day flying around aren't actual real birds, but are actually drones equipped with surveillance cameras that look like birds and act like birds in order to spy on the citizens, to spy on you. There's so many pigeons in big cities, and how there's very little of them in the countryside. It doesn't really make sense because with the pollution and the noise and the big crowds of people in the cities, you'd expect pigeons, like all other animals did, to kind of move away from the cities and go back to the countryside where there's a lot less noise and pollution and people. Because when you think about it, you don't really see any other wild animals in cities. Like, they all fled when humans kind of settled there and started building these huge buildings. They fled to the forest, to the countryside, to like their more natural habitats. But pigeons didn't, and they're just there, and there's so many of them. So why are they not fleeing? Why are they staying in these horrible cities? Well, because they are surveillance drones, surveillance robots who are spying on the populations, which tends to concentrate in big cities.
Right? Now look at this Smithsonian Magazine published article. This came out the Smithsonian. Tom Vanderbilt, October 2013. So they slid it out there, but they didn't go deep. The CIA's most highly trained spies weren't even human. As a former trainer reveals, the U.S. government deployed non-human operatives, ravens, pigeons, even cats, to spy on Cold War adversaries. Now, this lecture isn't about cats, so I'm not going to take off into about cats. But yes, you got your real cats and you got your government drone with them. I had to go back and dig that up. After I do my meditation, I go deep within. Y'all be like, where you get this from? Where you get the information from, God? Because I'm divine insight. This is what I came to the planet to do. Now, I don't know how many times I got to say that, but I'm going to present information like this because this is my divine purpose, man. We all got one, right? So stop trying to figure out how I find this shit out, because that ain't for you to know. You see what I'm saying? That ain't for you to know. You know what I'm saying? Just get the download. Accept it for what it is. So this is crazy when you think about that. We all felt like, okay, your whole life you're being watched, but we've been watched all around the board on so many different levels, right? So we thinking like, they're not just using your microwave like in Get Out. They showed he was using the microwave. It was a toaster. It was some of everything. But they do that. But it's in your phones. It's certain birds, certain insects. It gets deeper. Not just birds, insects. It gets deeper. I'm finna name off the 13 bird species that are actually recording your ass. Okay? The brown thresher, pigeons, crows, blue jays, robins, ringneck parakeets, goldfinches, the sparrows, swallows, the owls, chickens, turkeys, birds. And these are government drones, all right? And what they do is they fly all over the planet recording surveillance on us, all right? And they like to sit on power lines and charge up. I don't know if y'all knew this. With owls are the only birds where they can rotate their head 360 degrees. Owls got these big ass eyes and they always watching because they are government drone. They got something that they've been saying our whole life called a bird's eye view. We like, what's the bird's eye view? You think because they real birds? No, they've been recording this shit. So this is how a bird's eye view look. You see it? Bird's eye view. A bird's eye view is an elevated view of an object from above, with a perspective as though the observer were a bird, often used in the making of blueprints. Okay, so if this was often used in the making of blueprints, now you see that this was used to design cities in their skyscrapers. It makes sense. Now, hold on. Let's look at some bird's eye views right now. Few bird's eye views. Now that you see how they get these pictures, you think a camera took that. You think a camera took these pictures. Yeah, a camera did take the pictures. The fucking birds that flew above. All right. Now, when you think about Google Images, or you ever went to Google Earth, And all these images they get, you always wonder like how the fuck they get these pictures on. Go on Google Earth, boy. They got pictures of people in any neighborhood in the world. They have an image for it. You like how the fuck they get that picture? Now does it make sense? Go on Google Earth. They have a picture of any address you put in, and you like where the cameras was at. I don't remember no niggas walking up and taking no pictures at that point in time. It wasn't nobody that walked up. It was them birds out there that day. Them pigeons, them sparrows, them birds flying through that you thought was birds. Recording. This is how they get this. Satellite imagery. No, that's CGI technology with that. But all of the Google Earth shit, your bird's eye view, this how scared they was of us rising, y'all. No matter what all the drugs they put out there, with all that the fake hatred they spread, all the lies they spread, everything they took, you would think they would be content. You would think they would be content with their power, but they wasn't, because they feared us. First off, the God species coming back, and then once the God species unite, guess what happens? Then the human beings unite, the real human beings, the ones that's vibing high. And once the human beings that's vibing high can unite, then they can unite with us, and then we come together against a common enemy, because that's the way it's supposed to be, and that's the way it's going to go. You mean to tell me all these motherfucking years, nigga, you got motherfuckers in here 70, like, all these years, these were motherfucking surveillance cameras, nigga? Yes. Listen, y'all. Everybody, y'all, it's cool, y'all. We gonna sit the phone down. Roll, you need to hit something. You need to go outside, stretch, go ahead. I know, man. I feel you too. I feel like y'all feel like